Hello, I'm Jack Rickard, and this is Electric Vehicle Television, EVTV.
And some Mitch.
We're back.
We're back.
I want a hot dog real bad.
Looks like the 4th of July.
You look like the 4th of July. Nope. We're not talking about the 4th of July. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly from 2024 all the way up to present day because there's been so much going on. So we're going to kind of just be discussing the industry, OEM manufacturers, cars specifically,
Yeah.
the ones that we've had a chance to test out and ride around and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be cool. Zeke, I know you and I kind of shared a mutual thumbs up when we were talking about Hyundai.
Yeah.
Hyundai.
Here I have some question about my good parts actually is I think is most of the EV company they're doing pretty good. For example, Rivians, like Lucid and Hyundai. Like Rivian, they have R1T, R1S, and then they have a lot of good options because like a dual motor, tri motor, even like quad motor. That's cool. And then they have a lot of neat features in the car. We test drove one last year. It's an R1S, I think.
Yeah.
That car is beautiful and nice. And then doing a great job on the software development. And everything's just so comfortable and it's good quality. I'll say, that's a really nice car. And then I can't wait for the R2, maybe R3 rolling out.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Which
That'd be awesome.
Brian has a order on, right?
Yeah, I've got a reservation for an R2. Yeah, hopefully it looks like
Next
it's a
year?
little above, maybe a little faster. They're thinking for delivery, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
That would be key. Yeah, no, they definitely did a really good job with that when we were able to test drive the one that had come down for EvCon. That's the only one.
Yeah.
I got to drive across the bridge, but hey, man. And I'm pretty
sweet.
picky about it too, but they did a really good job.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah, another car I was writing down was about the Lucid Air. That's a really, really, really cool car. I love it. And we have a chance to test drive it in 2024 in California. And
Was that 2024? Oh,
yeah, 2024 in California. And those like me, Jono, and Ian, we test drove that car, and that car is handled really, really good on the mountain roads.
Yeah, it did.
That's a big surprise, and Ian has a good memory for that car for sure.
yeah, no, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the car has a really good range and really good accelerations, a lot of options, and also have a pretty cool interiors and everything, and display curved display too. And yeah, I kind of really love that car for sure, and that they're doing a good job too.
between the Lucid and the Rivian, which one did you guys take out to Yellowstone?
Oh, that was the Polestar. That was a
Oh.
Yeah,
rental.
that's a Polestar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do a test comparison driving in the mountain?
Not really.
No, we took the Lucid and the VinFast on the same road.
Yeah.
Nice.
But the Polestar, I don't think we ended up taking the Polestar on that same road either. But it was just like a nice, cool coastal road.
Yeah.
It was real cool.
Now I do like with Rivian specifically that they know audience and their market, and then they distribute their charging network accordingly. It's very smart.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Got to put those in the mountains.
Yeah, and put them because I was we were able to use the Rivian chargers out at Yellowstone
Yosemite.
with the Polestar, and those worked really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You can go to an REI and get the Rivian tent on the rooftop.
That's
stuff
awesome.
like that, too.
I heard at Yosemite they're making the big experience center there too
Oh, wow.
for the Rivian charging stations now. So they're gonna have DC out there.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
it'd be awesome.
Yosemite.
Yeah, it was a good time. The place is really cool. And then Rivian got the funding from Volkswagen too last year, which was awesome.
Yep.
And then earlier this year got the money from the state for the plant expansion too, which is really cool. So they're doubling the size of the plant in Normal, Illinois.
Oh, normal Illinois.
Yeah,
Normal.
yeah, it is exactly normal.
So normal. It's abnormal.
Yeah,
Yeah, another car I will mention about the Hyundai's Ioniq 5. That's an interesting EV. Actually, it's a totally different with the other EV makers made. It's like it has all the cool pixels elements in the car, like the headlights, the tail lights, and the car's like interiors, everything. Just awesome. That car is driving great too. Has a 800-volt system, and you can charge it quickly. Like they say, you can do that charging in like 18 minutes from 20 to 80%. I think that's what it is. Maybe 10 to 80. I was wrong. And I like the shape. It's kind of one of the shape I kind of like enjoy mostly. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, I think you can kind of like that car too.
Yeah, I like it because although it's not as small as like a Volkswagen Golf, it's it's a little bit bigger.
So compact size SUV.
Yeah, it's still similar size to maybe like a Crosstrek or something smaller. And it's I was like, it's cool that it's got the kind of like 80s-ish retro future styling. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think this is my part with the good parts. I think most of the EV that I mentioned, it was doing a pretty good job in the 2024.
Yeah. I was with you on Rivian. I thought it was really awesome that we knew that they were going to do the R2, and during the unveiling they went on ahead and teased us the R3 too, which was exciting. That was really cool. And then I thought the securing the funding thing was a pretty huge plus for them because with startups everyone's always like, when are they going to run out of money? And so they keep figuring it out.
Yeah.
Rivian, had more fleet cells than Ford did with electric transits and Mercedes did with these Sprinters last year, which is a big deal. Really cool. And I mean, I really enjoyed every experience I have in an R1. They're fantastic. Great cars. And I mean, on big batteries, you can get over 400 miles of range, which is awesome. With the Hyundai, I mean, my biggest thing about them is like, I really like the Ioniq 5. I thought it was cool that they were getting the Ioniq 9 out towards the end of the year. So that there's another 3-row SUV since that's kind of a not so saturated market yet. But I mean, my biggest thumbs up to Hyundai is even, Ioniq 5's been out 2 or 3 years now, and it's still the only sub $50,000 800-volt EV, which is a pretty big deal, pretty nice, and I think that's awesome. And my other big thumbs up was for Tesla with the Model 3 Highland when they announced it early 24. And it was, when they made the announcement that it was coming out, it was out and like delivering in like a month. And like that is very opposite of regular Tesla trains.
Right? For the first time they were
they
ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they over delivered. The car is fantastic. It really expands upon all the problems or any of the problems with the old ones. It's priced good. It's got great range. It drives great. It looks good. I don't really have any notes for the Highland. It's a great car.
Yeah. This is how you do a car announcement. You announce it within 30 days, build the hype, and then you start deliveries.
Yeah.
And everyone is extremely happy. Test drives, 100%.
Yeah. And I mean, you see them all the time now. Like they're out, and I mean, it's great. The performance came out like a month after the other ones did. Too, so like they've already got their spicy trim out there and
Glowing reviews.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also
Much needed updates for sure.
And then Cybertruck finally came out, which is a huge deal. After 2018, 19?
19.
It was forever.
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't think it was ever gonna come out.
It's like it came out. It looked exactly how it looked as a concept, which most manufacturers don't get right. The steer-by-wire is awesome. It's fantastic. Works great. The rear steer is really cool. And like it drives. It's so striking to look at, but like it drives so friendly and normal, and it's not. There's no learning curve to it, even with the steer-by-wire. You spend a couple minutes in a parking lot and you're good to go. It's great. So that's my goods. Jonah, do you have any
What do you
thumbs up to
think?
give.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of mine are focused on charging. I don't know, not so much vehicles. First shout out goes to Iona and Alpatronic. We finally have 400 kilowatt charging stations here in the U.S. We are talking massive batteries fill ups in 15 minutes. There are stories of 7 and 10-minute fill ups nowadays, at least enough to get to the next destination. Really happy. Tesla V4 has had a massive rollout. Right now, Tesla only does have one 800-volt vehicle, the Cybertruck. This is a small but really neat good. Tesla rolled out AC rippling on charging at the supercharger for standard LFP packs. What that does is that they send an AC current to warm the battery to make it charge even faster for the LFPs. Only possible with the NACS connector since you can't merge the two pins, and a really clever use of the supercharging station. Plug-in charge adoption. The US is finally standardizing around NACS. That is also going to be a bad, just because of the confusion that it's causing amongst a lot of people.
What do you mean the confusion?
Yeah, so I'll expound upon it more, but initially, I think a lot of people are confused about what to plug in when they arrive at a station and they have a Tesla vehicle, and it's a third-party station. They don't know which adapter to use sometimes.
Yeah.
And vice versa, when they have to charge at a Tesla station and you have a non-Tesla EV, it depends on each manufacturer whether or not you get the CCS adapter.
Yeah.
Some people are charging for it, jam.
Ugh.
Others are giving it for free.
Rude.
Shout out Ford,
Ford,
Rivian,
yep.
Hyundai.
Ford wasn't giving it out for free for a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm glad that that's changed. So that's both a bad and a good. But that shows you, it creates confusion. And then really, another big thing is the tax credit switching to point of sale. This has helped drive adoption a lot. Finally, when you buy or lease an EV, the 7500 is stripped right off the top. Makes it a lot easier. People don't have to wait and front bill, $7,500 only to wait a year, depending on how the tax code changes.
Actually, like recently, last month, basically. Yeah. Oh, actually, 2 months ago already. My girlfriend needed to go to North Carolina, so I decided to drive my Model 3 and drive her all the way to the NC. And actually,
Your new Model 3, the Panda.
no, it's an old one. It's a used.
It's a new used, but it's new for you.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, so accidentally, I talked to Ian, and Ian said, "Oh, there might have a Iona down to North Carolina." And this I don't know. I'll say, "Huh, interesting." I didn't check it. It's only 13-minute drive down to south. Is Iona's a first Iona charging station they built at the Apex. Yeah, which is cool. I drive there overnight. I cannot wait because I go to a hotel and say, can we go and check that out?
Can we go right now? What time did you guys get in?
It was about 8:30
Oh,
p.m.
oh, that's not too bad. I thought it was midnight. And you're like, let's go check it out now.
No, not that yet. Yeah, and then we drive there, and it's a nice and cool location. We can see people walking around. It's pretty safe location. That was a big deal. And then charging networks, everything looks cool, and they're have lights and lit up already. And then barely there have a 1 or 2 car charging there, and I do see tons of Tesla there. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Every 5-6 car, they have one a Model Y
Yeah.
on the road.
That's nice.
That was a surprise.
There's a handful of them. How many of them are there?
The Ionas?
Total? Yeah.
I think there's 8 right now.
8. They're just kind of rolling them out.
Yeah.
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 That is
There's a
nice.
bunch being built, but only 8 are active right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the look and feel of them because it's the old school kind of diner look. Hopefully Tesla will open up their
Yeah.
charging station diner soon, but we'll see.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah. I obviously love the Cybertruck. It's a complete game changer in terms of driving around. Even when you hop into another Tesla or EV, I'm just what is going on with this steering wheel? It's so clunky. It can't make this turn. What do you mean? But yeah, no, I'm obviously partial, but let's see, outside of that, the charging networks, the fact that those are rolling out, the V4s, I cannot wait to try one of those out. I'm kind of curious how they're going to actually roll them out since they only have 10% of their team, but we'll see. Yeah.
They seem to be increasing. The Bridgeton, Missouri is getting a V4, so that'll be the
That'll be awesome.
closest one
Yeah.
to Springfield, where we are. So
So maybe they'll use the semis to deliver the new V4s.
New V4.
That'd be awesome,
Yeah.
Cool.
right? Yeah. What else was there?
As far as goods, I mean that's all my positive things to say. Zeke, what do you have any?
Yeah. What things did you
mid-tier?
guys not like?
Not great.
Not great.
The bad.
Actually, talk about the bad. Actually, I have something in my mind is the car people might know for a long time. It's kind of like OG in the EVs. Called Nissan Leaf.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of pretty sad. When I searching on their website, and it looks like they not really doing well for sure. The car shape does changing like basically a couple of times, but the car basically is still the same. The range go up a little bit, but I mean for 15 years long, and they're still using Chatham on the car.
I know. Yeah.
Kind of like
That one's a little tricky.
Chatham. I was curious how many Chatham we can find on the road so far.
I bet it would be hard.
Yeah,
It's getting harder. Electrify America for a while just had one stall.
Yeah, in their charging launch, we checked it last time in the flagship launch.
Yeah.
In California, we saw one only in the very first row.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but did they ever do CHAdeMO version 2 in the US?
That's a good question.
Because if not, they're still maxing out at what, 50 or 75 kilowatt charging?
I think it's 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, it looks like they have two different battery size type. One is 40 kilowatts hour pack, and the other one's a 60 kilowatt hour pack. And then they say that they're still announcing that their car can do DC fast charging and up to 50 kilowatts charging speed.
Oh, up to. Woo.
Wow.
You can charge your 40 kilowatts hour pack up to 80% in 40 minutes, and then you can charge your 60 kilowatts pack up to 80% in 60 minutes hour, basically.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yuck.
That's not fast.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing if you compare with all the other EVs in 2024. Most of the EV you can do up to 120 at least or 150 kilowatts the charging DC charging speed.
Yeah.
So how you can still talking about a 50 kW charging speed in 2024 and
Not really.
be promoting it as a good option. That's really surprised me, and I feel bad for Nissan doing the Leaf still, but not doing good. That's a bad thing for my part.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's time for the Leaf to leave.
Oh, bum.
Yeah. I know. Boo.
You're just full of the punny
Yeah.
today.
We need to add that sound effect, the rim shot. Boom.
Yeah.
So how about? I think this is my bad part. I don't want to talk too much about bad.
Yeah.
How about Jackie?
Well, okay. The Blazer was terrible. I mean, it looks like it was built by a bunch of confused adolescent teenagers.
Yeah.
There's multiple threads going on, multiple interior
Stitching.
Yeah, it just looks horrible, and the interface is awful. I'm just not a fan. And that one had the charging port up at the front, correct? Right by the driver's side.
Yeah.
Which had the door latch that had to come open, which would be a little bit difficult if you're in these parts where there tends to be ice storms and things will freeze over. And so I don't know how they would handle that, but that was, I hate that one. The EQS is nice, but I just feel like it's a glorified trophy soccer mom vehicle. It's got a lot of bells and whistles. It's pretty. It sings to you. It's lovely. It's got a lot of lights. But for that price tag, it just is not justifiable for me. and when you hit the accelerator pedal, it just does not have the get up and go. So
It's like a suggestion, not a.
it's a suggestion. Yeah, no, which is rude in and of itself. I'm like, no, go. I'm telling you. But yeah, the fact that there were a lot of delays with the Cybertruck wasn't the best. It took me forever just to get the wheel covers. The extender is canceled,
Yes, the extender is now canceled.
which is, I mean, I finally got the email saying that they were refunding the money because it was just suddenly unavailable on the website. And like you emailed the team, they didn't really say much back. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So they finally got back on that, which is good. Yeah, just a few little things come up with the Cybertruck, and then that was pretty much what I had for.
The three things, well, I can weave them down to two. One is dongles and adapters. I am an Apple user. I am used to dongles, USB-C to HDMI, USB-C to Thunderbolt, etc., etc. It's creeping over into the car life. If, for example, for Tesla, I have we use the shop's CHAdeMO to NACS. We've got the J1772 to NACS, which is okay, and then the CCS to NACS, which again is okay. But more than once have I gone to a station to help a poor Tesla owner pick the correct adapter or even switch over because they didn't know which one. And now that we've got the reverse NACS to CCS for all the other cars, they don't know which one they use to, or maybe they use the one that came with the car, which is NACS to J1772, only to find out that that doesn't work because that's only an AC adapter at level 2 and not level 3 DC fast charging.
Right.
So I need a minimum of 2 dongles, and unfortunately, only one adapter, I think it's the A to Z one, that works with Cybertruck because the Cybertruck charge port is a little too far in unless you remove the fender or you use an EV-ject to extend the adapter length just to make sure that it can reach the end of the charge port.
Yeah.
So, on the other hand, yes, we have NACS rolling out. And then, so that's good.
Yeah.
The second is maintenance. We have billions of dollars in funding for new chargers, and everyone quickly found out that there is $0 for maintenance.
Which is why you pull up to some chargers and they don't actually work.
Exactly, exactly. This has happened far more with Electrify America, looking at you. This has happened with some of the third-party charge point chargers. Vandalism I can forgive, not sort of. Not the people that committed it, but the maintenance I could understand. But yeah, this is ridiculous. Imagine going to a gas pump and only finding it empty. This is the same exact thing. It's frustrating. And yeah, there needs to be maintenance on these chargers. Tesla maintains a 98 point something percent.
Very high percent, yeah.
It's fantastic, and they do
There's never any problems that I've run into.
And if it's an extreme point like Thanksgiving or the holidays, they roll out the mobile superchargers, which are these semi-trucks that have power packs and more supercharging stalls. This is something that other networks should
Take
have
notes,
done.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
I know EA last year, I want to say it was $8 million last year they allocated just to repairing stuff last year because they were, especially before last year, were one of the most renowned for having broken stations and stuff, and it sucks because they're really one of the only other stations besides Iona and stuff that usually is 350 kilowatts. Which sucks, but yeah, no, maintenance is a huge problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you went to a gas station and you see that little stupid yellow bag over the pump, you're mad, and there's no reason why you should deal with that in an electric car either.
Exactly.
It's super annoying.
For sure. Rivian, did they open up their adventure network?
Yeah.
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 Yep. I think for the first year it was only Rivian exclusive, but now it's
That's right.
now it's open to everybody.
Yeah. Which is smart. It's good to have that added sharing in it, across networks so that they do a terrible job at educating customers when they get into an EV and explaining how to even charge and what adapters to use, and it's still at that early level I think of adoption, but it's the more that they do share the networks and try to work on some of that education piece, the better I think it gets for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still stinks that if you try to use the other public charging networks, that you have to have a 9 to 12 section of apps in your phone for
yeah,
just the third-party charging.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I don't really mess with them.
I was with you for sure on the Blazer too, though. I absolutely hated the Blazer and thought it looked like they put a teenage boy's room and just threw it on there with glue and whatever stuck.
It was very
stayed there.
confused.
You know, like they had the big dumb looking vents that looked like, you know, computer fans, and like it was such a hodgepodge of styling. Which, I mean, it still looks better than the gas Blazer, but only just. I thought really the worst part of that car really just was like garbage software. It was terrible, and like I would solely on software alone recommend a Prologue to someone over a Blazer, because they should spend the extra $4,000 and get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You know, and the Prologue doesn't have the just offensive looking interior. It just looks like an IKEA desk. I hated the Blazer. I thought it was pretty god awful.
Yeah.
I also want to complain about BMW because like a brand that was known as like the ultimate driving machine is like not known for the ultimate of anything anymore. They are hideous. They are the ugliest electric cars on the road. They are, you know, like there's not, if no one's talking about BMW, like that's not new. You know, like people have talked about how that's like one of the best German car companies that you can, you know, buy from, and there's not anything there even remotely appealing. You know, the i4 doesn't look great. The i5 is worse, and the i7 is also shaped like a fridge. It's long and has the giant nose. It kind of looks like the Buc-ee's beaver. They're atrocious, and they're really kind of going through some identity crisis right now, and don't have any kind of like, their charging's not game changing. Their performance isn't game changing. They're not quieter than everybody. Their software is not incredible. Like, there's no standout feature as to why you'd buy one.
Yeah.
You know, like I've heard the i7 drives nice, and I'm sure it does, but it still looks like crap.
I feel like they're all just kind of morphing into each other. If you take off like the emblems on the front of most of vehicles out nowadays, would you really be able to tell?
BMW wouldn't have a front end.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that would be an improvement.
Yeah, that's one of my qualms though too. And the other point that I had lost earlier was about the Tesla hate. That's the ugly part for me. I'm like, I don't care what your political position is, but like, don't vandalize someone else's vehicle. That's just
That's
not
against the law.
It's kind of like against the law, but and in some cases, if they just go up and slap a sticker on there, like the guy up in St. Louis that's been doing it to people, it's not technically illegal, but like if they were to destroy and like throw paint all over it, it's a make my day state. So.
And then they got a website, right?
Oh yeah, they have a website with a whole bunch of like Tesla owners' names, address, personal information, and they posted out some videos where they were saying like, unless you sell your EV, we're not going to remove your information from this site. So that's just harassment, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not cool. And I don't know where people get off thinking that that's an acceptable thing to do and go destroy someone else's property because they don't like the CEO. Like, how many companies would you not buy from if you just decided what things to buy based off of their CEO?
Yeah.
A lot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Nestle Crunch. I also heard the Nestle CEO talk about water shouldn't be a human right.
That's crazy.
Water shouldn't be.
I love a bunch of Crunch, man.
Yeah, you can't live without them.
I have a hard time like eating Chick-fil-A because goddamn that shit is good, but I don't like how they decide to broadcast some of their positions. I'm like, you don't really need to speak on some of these things, like whether or not they approve of gay marriage and whatnot. Like, no, that's not your job. Make the damn sandwich. That's what I want. The sandwich is good. That's what you focus on.
Yeah.
Move me through the drive-through faster.
Stop blocking the hospital.
Stop blocking the emergency room entrance.
Yeah. What do you think, Brian, though?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll back clean up here. I wasn't quite sure what we were doing when I saw the thing about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted me to review the 1966 Sergio Leone spaghetti western, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Starring Clint Eastwood.
You're like, what?
and
What
Eli
are you even
Wallach
on?
and
Yeah.
other people, but I got it now. Okay. So we can talk about what in Italian, actually, in honor of our new Pope. We got a new Pope.
Pope Leo.
Habemus Populus. So yeah, that just happened yesterday. So the Italian thing kind of works in there pretty good.
Yeah.
So the good, il buono in Italian.
Buono.
What I just want to talk about is that there are electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Back when Jack and I started this in 2008, there was the Nissan Leaf. Yes.
And then there was like golf carts. Yeah.
And it should be better by now.
Yeah.
And the Tesla Roadster. I mean, that was kind of it. There were some little minivans and stuff that people had done that had lead acid batteries. But we had the first EV in Cape Girardeau. There's about, I think, 200 in the county now. There's 11,000 in St. Louis County and St. Louis City. And that's nothing compared to what's around the world, millions of EVs. So I just want to say that that's the good that, Jack and I had the 11 sayings, and one of them was rule number 1 was believe that you can change the world. So
Right.
I think that we're on our way.
It's
not there
definitely
completely.
getting there. Yeah.
In terms of the bad, the il cattivo, what is the goal? Like we're trying to get more EVs on the road.
On
and
the
I
same
think
page. Yeah.
all should be on the same page. So, yeah, there's some really crappy EVs, but we need EVs. We need buses and bikes and motorcycles and scooters and skateboards and trains, planes, automobiles. I mean, just
Butts and seats.
Yeah, the butts and seats, get people in there. I mean, does every EV need to go 300, 400 miles range? No, there's some decent EVs that, under 200 miles range. But if you drive the average of what people drive, 27 to 40 miles a day,
Yeah.
maybe that gets you in an EV because you don't have to spend $60,000 on an
Yeah.
EV.
Different needs for sure. Yeah.
It's definitely different needs. So I just think that's, more choices in performance and functionality just mean more EVs out there.
For sure.
The ugly, il brutto, is
Oh.
tariffs. And we just don't need any tariffs.
Yeah.
The reason we have so many full-size pickup trucks out there is what was called, I believe it was in 1963, it was called the chicken tax. And we put a tariff on chickens coming into the United States. At the same point, we also put them on trucks coming from other countries. So mostly Japan was trucks. We still have that tariff. The tariff is still on pickup trucks coming from other countries, and it's why there are so damn many.
Yeah. Like Fords.
Oversized vehicles.
Yeah, that's why they didn't want trucks coming in here. They were like, protect Ford.
There was something on TV the other day, and there was somebody complaining about something, and there was this little tiny woman that came out of this really gigantic, like, full cab pickup truck. And it was like, that was
Which is
kind of a weird
typically the
look.
scene. Yeah.
But the other side is that we can't. That means we can't get any Chinese EVs, and some of the best EVs in the world are the Chinese EVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I'm not a favor of protectionism. I think we should just get rid of that. But again, we want EVs and we want them now.
We want it now.
Now we're tired of waiting. Give us our EVs.
The meatloaf. We want it now. Give us our EVs.
We want.
The cars.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that makes a lot. I mean, really, like I realize the concern, that why all the manufacturers are scared of the Chinese cars, especially because they're good and they're cheap.
And they're cheaper.
So just make yours better.
I mean, I was gonna say if manufacturers have already had a hard time keeping up with Tesla, imagine if every other car company was also good at making electric cars that were either cheap or small or wasn't just the same size, full-size sedan.
It's the point of having a competitive market, though. You know what I mean?
I mean,
The
we
best
need
wins.
people to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't even get a decent. I mean, there is really no EV sports car.
No.
Even a coupe. I mean, there really isn't anything.
No, and I mean, like Kia and Hyundai have platforms for vans that are not sold here. And really, I mean, if you want a van, it's the ID Buzz.
Yeah.
And like,
Which is cool.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah. The only person it really helps is Trump's ego, because he's just like, I control the stock market, I control everyone, everyone's bowing down. I'm like, no, quit with this tariffs shit. Open it up. Free trade. You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
And $5,000.
And $5,000. Tax credits.
What was your ugly, Zeke?
Did you have any?
Yeah, the ugly is really, really ugly.
It should be.
When I picked the ugly, I mean, it seemed like a Nissan Leaf. This thing has really hit me badly. So it's F591. I'm not sure anybody heard that. FF91.
Oh, Faraday Future.
Yep.
Faraday.
That car, well, I pick it as ugly because the company was started from 2014 and it's fully funded in here in United States. And the company have that car back to 2017 in the CES. And they announcing they're gonna have that start producing productions in 2018, but have some kind of like a long, it was like a long time financial issues they're facing, and then back and forth. Finally, they have the car started 2023 after pandemic, and they only produce 16 of FF91 till the January 2025. That's the data I found online. I believe it's reliable data.
16.
Only 16 cars.
Wow.
they
Coming
make.
in hot.
The car is cool. I mean, the car itself has over 381 miles on the EPA range. And the 0 to 60 can do 2.27 seconds.
That's
and the
fast.
car is it's kind of like a minivan size. Can sit in like 6 to 7 peoples. The car looks like a little bit weird shape. I'm not really enjoy that much, but the car has a lot of like interesting like technology features like headlights and tail lights and the interiors and the door kind of open things, kind of cool. But when you're talking about when you know the price, probably you won't that interest about that car. You can't imagine that car cost over $300,000.
Oh, that's why they've only sold 16.
16.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's really, really crazy. So I was talking with Ian about this, kind of like joking about like how much money you can use in that $300,000 to buy other like good EVs, or like a luxury sedan,
A house.
But it's not movable, doesn't have wheels.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the thing is, so we compared it. Basically, you can using that money, the same amount of money, you can buy 2 Porsche Taycan Turismo. And a sports version Turismo. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You can buy 2 of those. Or you can buy 3 the Tesla Model S Plaid.
there you go.
Or-
Crazy.
Or there's another one. You can buy a Lucid Air Sapphire
Yeah.
and a new Model Y. In the same amount of money. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
It's very, very bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Real bad.
Sorry to pick that. That's really ugly.
Yeah.
And then actually the car's waiting time's longer than Cybertruck. So
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not good.
it's even worse. So
That's ugly, Zeke.
it is.
Yeah. But the good is that, yeah, it's spreading for sure.
Yeah.
They're opening up more chargers. There's going to be more and more education out there. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's our take. What do you guys think? Drop it down in the comments below. Share with us. I want to hear your guys' opinions and feedback. Stay tuned.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta.
We'll be back.
Could this be the type of car we drive into the future?
I think if people knew about these cars, it would be over.
Till next time.
And to match.